Okay, number one, got drums. We got some drums now. So, goal is to play this whole thing at 120, and the way the drums are set up, when we go through the initial phrase, I have it so there's a hi-hat thing going on that you have it's basically a closed hi-hat on the downbeat and an open hi-hat on the upbeat, which should make it very obvious, hopefully, where the upbeats are. So it has a very kind of an uplifting. Trying to describe how it really sounds. Just when you listen to it, it kind of makes you want to bob your head up. Well, you'll hear in just a second, unless you've already listened to it. And then when the phrase repeats, I do just constant open hi-hat sound, so it's less obvious where the down and upbeat are in terms of separation. Other than the downbeat, you hear the kick and the snare alternating. So the kick is on the two, or a snare and kick combined. The kick happens on the 1 and 3, snare is on the 2 and 4. So kick, snare, and the hi-hat is hitting all the eighth notes. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, the first time through the phrase, it alternates between a closed hi-hat and an open one to make it much more obvious where the upbeat is. Second time through, it's all open hi-hat, so it's less obvious where it is. It doesn't stand out as much. And then, when we flip things and do the descending version of the phrase, we go back to the original drum beat, where the open hi-hat accentuates the upbeats. And then at the very end, the kick and snare, just throughout the whole thing, it goes kick, snare, all in the downbeats. But this last time through the descending phrase, the hi-hat is hit only on the 1, 2, 3, 4. So no upbeats are accentuated. So by the end there, hopefully you are locked into the rhythm. So when the extra help goes away, hopefully you can still be feeling okay with it. In terms of working this up, this is far too long to work the entire thing up in fives. So what you can do is use Guitar Pro's percentage feature. So play the whole thing at 50% speed. When that feels pretty good, go up to 60%. And then get that speed, then go to 70%, 80, 90, then finally 100. But let's say you need to work things up a bit more in depth. I would say you can do 4 bars at a time. So this highlighted portion here, we have this note at the end to make sure that we are ending this with a downbeat note. So you can do that much. You could do this much, or if you need a little bit more, do all of that. Same thing with the descending part. Let's say, the ascending stuff. When I'm saying ascending is because every time you play the notes, each bar you're going higher and higher in every bar. Whereas the second half, you descend notes in each bar. So you can also work up the descending stuff by itself, same fashion. All those are good ideas. So that would be okay to work up in fives if need be. Alright, so I'm going to play along to the Guitar Profile. I have the MIDI guitar muted at the moment, so I'm going to play along to those drums. And no need to have the count in or metronome turned on with Guitar Pro, because the drums take care of that for you. Alright, here we go. 2. Back over to the metronome. 60 beats per minute. Count of 3. And remember the trick to getting this down a little more easily. Count a bunch of 3s. So I will demonstrate that in just a second. Count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So doing that, counting all those 3s, very, very helpful. 120. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 180. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 160 for the repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that's right, so you are still working on the latest scale thing, and we made some progress with the chord theory stuff, so yep, just keep filling that out. And yeah, I think that covers it all. Any questions, let me know. I'll see you again next week.